Hello there, this quiet moment, just for you, a time to let go, a time to simply be. And in this quiet moment, I'd like to introduce myself. You and I, we have known each other for your entire life. I have been with you through every laugh, every tear, every moment of quiet stillness, and every sudden jump of surprise. All this time, have you ever truly listened to the secret thoughts of all the tiny hidden parts of you? The ones that work silently in the background? Well, I am your adrenal glands. And today, finally, you have the chance to hear from me. Don't miss it. Please, don't let my name sound too official. Adrenal glands. It sounds so scientific, doesn't it? So clinical. But I'm not like that at all. I am a soft, humble, and very quiet part of you. In truth, there are two of us. We are a matching pair, and we are very, very small. If you could hold one of us in the palm of your hand, you'd see we are no bigger than a walnut. Some say we're shaped like little triangles, like tiny pyramids. Others say we look more like little crescent moons. Either way, we are small, and we are tucked away so safely inside of you. You've likely never given us a single thought, and that's okay. We don't mind. We are nestled right on top of your two amazing kidneys, sitting on them like two little cozy hats. Yes, that's a funny thought, isn't it? Your hard-working kidneys wearing little hats. It makes me smile to think of it that way. We are just resting here, in the warm, gentle darkness inside your body. It is always peaceful here, always calm. We can hear the steady rhythmic pulse of your blood flowing by, a soft, distant drum, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It is the lullaby of the body, the music of your life. And we just sit here, and we listen. We are not a famous organ, not like your brilliant brain, who thinks all your wonderful thoughts, and not like your powerful heart, who beats with so much love and strength. We are the quiet ones, the behind-the-scenes crew. But our job is so very important. We are your body's managers of energy, your guardians against stress, and your silent protectors. In moments of danger, we help you wake up in the morning, and we help you handle everything the day brings your way. But we can talk more about that later. For now, just know that we are here. I can feel you beginning to relax. I can feel the gentle rhythm of your breathing, a slow, easy wave, rising and falling, in and out. Each breath you take is a signal to your whole body that it is time to rest. It's a message that says, you are safe, you can let go, and when you feel safe, we feel safe. When you are calm, we are calm. Our work becomes easy, gentle, a quiet hum, just like that fan in your room. For so long I have been working for you, without a voice. And now, as you lie here, drifting, I can finally share my stories with you. Stories of my daily life, my fears, my greatest loves, and the simple things you can do to make my job a little easier, and your life a little brighter. This is not a lecture. There will be no tests. This is just a story, a boring, healthy story, designed to help you float away on a cloud of quiet knowledge. A story to make you feel the magic of your own life, the incredible, secret world that exists inside of you. So, just settle in, let your shoulders relax, let your jaw soften, feel the weight of your body sinking into your bed. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think about anything. Just listen to my voice and the sound of your own gentle breath. We are in this together, you and I. Your tiny, faithful glands, here to keep you company as you drift off to sleep. And so, here I am, your little adrenal gland, resting peacefully, like a tiny hat on your kidney. It is a good place to be. It is quiet here, but there is more to my story. My shape is simple, but my inner world is beautifully complex. I am not just one solid thing. Think of me like a precious stone, a geode. On the outside, I may seem plain and simple, but if you could look inside, you would find two completely different worlds, living together in perfect harmony. I have an outer shell and a very different inner core. My outer layer is called the cortex. It makes up most of my being. You can think of my cortex as a wise, patient, and methodical gardener. The cortex is never in a rush. It works slowly, deliberately, carefully. It spends its days creating the most essential things for your long-term well-being. It is the planner, the sustainer, the part of me that handles the rhythm of your daily life. The cortex loves routines. It loves the steady, predictable cycle of day and night, of waking and sleeping. It is deeply connected to the light of the sun and the darkness of the moon. This gentle gardener, my cortex, is responsible for making hormones that you need every single day to live. Hormones that manage your energy, your immune system, and the delicate balance of salt and water in your body. It works with a slow, steady hand. There is no panic in the cortex. There is only the calm, quiet confidence of a master craftsman who knows his job perfectly. Every morning, the cortex begins its work long before you wake up, preparing you to greet the day with life and vitality. It is a slow and beautiful process, like the unfolding of a flower petal. Then, deep within me, past the patient gardener, is my other half, my inner core. This part is called the medulla. And if my cortex is a gardener, then my medulla is a firefighter, a first responder. It is built for one thing, and one thing only: speed. The medulla is the hero of the moment. It doesn't think about long-term plans or daily rhythms. It lives in the now. It is always listening, always waiting for a single, urgent call to action. Most of the time, the medulla is very quiet. It rests in the center of my being, calm and still. It waits, but when your brain senses sudden danger, or excitement, or even a thrilling surprise, it sends an emergency signal, and that signal travels like a flash of lightning directly to my medulla. And in less than a heartbeat, the medulla springs into action. It is the part of me that releases adrenaline, that famous rush, that surge of incredible power that sharpens your senses, quickens your heart, and prepares your muscles to run, or to fight, or to leap out of the way. It is a magnificent, powerful, and protective force. So you see, I am two personalities in one: the slow, steady, thoughtful planner on the outside, and the lightning-fast, heroic protector on the inside. A gardener and a firefighter, sharing the same tiny home, and they never get in each other's way. They work together in the most beautiful partnership you could ever imagine. The cortex handles the peace. The medulla handles the crisis. One helps you live, the other helps you survive. And right now, as you lie here, breathing softly, my medulla is completely at rest. It is quiet, peaceful. There are no alarms to answer, no fires to put out. It is in a state of deep, deep calm. And this allows my cortex, the gentle gardener, to do its best work. The cortex can sense your peace. It can feel the slowness of your heart rate. It can tell from the rhythm of your breath that all is well. And so, it can go about its nightly duties, repairing and preparing. It is making sure everything is in perfect balance for tomorrow. Think of it now, a tiny, wise gardener, tending to the soil of your well-being while you sleep. It is a comforting thought, isn't it, to know you are being so carefully and so lovingly looked after, even in your dreams. This is my secret world, this beautiful duality, the calm, steady presence that supports you every day, and the fierce protector, always ready, but resting peacefully now, resting just as you are. Welcome back. I am glad you are still here with me. Just resting, just listening. Can you feel how peaceful it is? The gentle rise and fall of your chest, the softness of the pillow beneath your head. In this deep, quiet calm, my work is easy. My world is in harmony. I told you about my two halves, the wise gardener on the outside, the cortex, and the swift firefighter on the inside, the medulla. Right now, the firefighter is sound asleep, and the gardener, my cortex, is busy with its most important and beautiful work, the work of creating hormones. That word, hormone, can sound so technical, so distant. But please, think of them in a different way. Think of them as my messengers, tiny, invisible letters, written with the most delicate ink, sent all throughout your body to deliver gentle instructions. They are whispers of guidance, notes of encouragement. They don't shout orders, they simply suggest. They help to orchestrate the beautiful, silent symphony of your life. And my most important messenger, the one I spend the most time crafting, is a hormone you may have heard of. Its name is cortisol. I know. Cortisol has a bit of a bad reputation. It's often called the stress hormone. And yes, in times of great stress, I do send out more of it. But that is only a tiny part of its story. Its real job, its daily job, is to be your get-up-and-go hormone, your energy for life messenger. Let me tell you how it works. Every night, while you are deep in the most restorative part of your sleep, my cortex begins its gentle work. A few hours before dawn, when the world outside is still dark and silent, I start to slowly, very slowly, release a little bit of cortisol into your bloodstream. It is like a secret, inner sunrise, a gradual, gentle brightening. This is what helps your body prepare to wake. It tells your energy stores to be ready. It tells your mind to slowly float up from the depths of your dreams. This is why, in a perfect world, you would wake up feeling refreshed, not jolted awake by an alarm clock, but gently nudged from within. That is my work. That is my gift to you each morning. A fresh start. Throughout the day, I continue to manage this energy for you. I send out the most cortisol in the morning to help you with your busiest hours. Then, as the afternoon wears on, I begin to taper it off. The messages become fewer, softer. This is a signal to your body that the day is winding down. It is time to prepare for rest. By the time you are lying here, in bed, your cortisol levels should be very, very low. This allows you to drift off into a peaceful sleep. You see, cortisol is not the villain. It is the rhythm of your day. It is the gentle hand that guides your energy. It is only when the rhythm is constantly disrupted by stress or by not enough sleep that the messages can get too loud and the harmony is lost. But cortisol is not my only messenger. I also create another one, who is even quieter and more humble. Its name is aldosterone. If cortisol is the manager of your energy, then aldosterone is the keeper of your inner ocean. It is the librarian of your body's minerals. Its only job is to make sure you have the perfect balance of salt and water. A delicate, crucial dance. Aldosterone travels to my good neighbors, the kidneys, and gives them the gentlest of instructions. Hold on to a little more salt today, it might whisper. Or, it's okay to release a little more water. You never feel this happening. It is a silent, automatic, and perfect system. But without this gentle guidance, the water levels in your body could go awry, and that affects everything, especially your blood pressure. So, aldosterone is my quiet hero, the unsung guardian of your internal flow. This is my daily work, the quiet baking of these life-sustaining messengers. It requires peace. It requires good ingredients from the food you eat. And most of all, it requires rest. Your rest. The very thing you are doing right now, and for that, I am so very grateful. It can be a little lonely, sometimes tucked away back here. I am not in the center of things like your heart or your lungs. I am seated in a quiet corner of your being, but I am not alone. I have my other half, my twin, on the other side, and I have my closest, dearest friends, your kidneys. I spend my entire life resting upon them, a little hat, sitting on a wise, old friend. And our relationship is one of perfect unspoken understanding. We are partners. We are the keepers of balance for your entire body. We work together so seamlessly, you could almost think of us as one. Let me tell you about my friends, the kidneys. They are the master purifiers, the brilliant cleaners of your internal world. All day and all night, your blood flows through them, a great and steady river. And the kidneys, with incredible wisdom, filter this river. They pull out the waste products, the things your body no longer needs, and they carefully hold on to everything that is precious. The water, the minerals, the nutrients. They are incredibly hard-working. In just one day, they will filter all the blood in your body more than 40 times. Imagine that. A constant, gentle, life-sustaining cleansing. And my job, my privilege, is to help them. I don't filter the blood myself, but I act as their guide. I am the one who gives them the subtle instructions they need to do their job perfectly. Remember my quiet messenger, aldosterone, the keeper of your inner ocean? Well, the kidneys are who aldosterone speaks to. Every day, I send these little messages, these gentle whispers, directly to them. The message might say, "Today, the body is a little low on water. Please hold on to a bit more." And the kidneys listen. They adjust their filtering, and they conserve your precious water. Or the message might say, "We have a little too much salt today. It is time to gently let some of it go." And again, the kidneys listen. They obey without question. This constant, flowing conversation between us is what keeps your body's fluids in a state of perfect equilibrium. And this balance is so important for your blood pressure. Think of your blood vessels as soft, gentle rivers. For you to feel calm and healthy, the water in those rivers needs to flow at just the right pressure, not too fast and not too slow. My messengers help the kidneys manage the amount of water in your blood, and this in turn helps keep the pressure of your inner rivers perfect and gentle. A calm, steady flow, just like your breath right now. It is a beautiful dance of cooperation, a partnership built on trust. I trust the kidneys to do their filtering, and they trust me to give them the right guidance. There is no ego between us, no arguments, just a shared purpose, to keep you healthy, to maintain the harmony. So as you lie here, feel that harmony. Feel the quiet, coordinated effort happening within you. The gentle filtering, the soft whispers between organs, the steady, peaceful flow of your inner rivers. You are a universe of cooperation, a miracle of balance. And we are all here, working for you, your faithful kidneys, and me, your little adrenal glands, their lifelong friend and partner. We are the keepers of your balance. And we are so happy to do our work while you find your rest. For a few minutes, let us drift away from the world of science. Let us set aside the names like cortex and medulla, cortisol and aldosterone. Let us travel back in time to a different way of seeing, a different way of understanding the magic that is you. In the ancient wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine, the body is not seen as a collection of parts. It is seen as a garden, a landscape of flowing energy, of mountains and rivers, of seasons and emotions. And in this ancient, poetic view, I am not just a gland. I am something far more profound. The wise healers of old saw me and my neighbors, the kidneys, as the home of the body's deepest and most precious treasure. They called this treasure Jing. Jing is your life force, your constitutional essence. Think of it as a special candle that you are given at birth. This candle is meant to burn for your entire life. A strong, bright flame means a life of vitality, strength, and resilience. A weak flame can mean feeling tired and frail. My job, in this ancient view, is to be the guardian of this candle, to protect your precious Jing, to help it burn slowly, steadily, and for a very long time. This is why rest is so important. Rest is what allows the candle to burn calmly, conserving its precious wax. But I am also seen as the home of something else, something powerful. I am the seat of your willpower. They called this willpower Ji. Ji is your inner drive, your determination, the quiet, stubborn strength that allows you to face a challenge and see it through. It is the courage to get up in the morning when you are tired. It is the perseverance to keep going when things are difficult. This strength, this willpower, does not come from your muscles. It does not come from your brain. In this ancient wisdom, it comes from me, from the energy stored deep within my being. When I am healthy and balanced, your willpower is strong. You feel capable. You feel rooted, like a great, old tree. And this brings us to emotion. The ancient healers believed that every organ was connected to an emotion, the liver to anger, the heart to joy. And me, I am connected to the emotion of fear. This makes perfect sense, doesn't it? After all, I am the one who helps you in moments of true danger. But this view is more subtle. When my energy is strong and balanced, fear is just a healthy signal. It is information. It allows you to be cautious and aware, but it does not control you. You can face the unknown with courage, but when my energy is depleted, when the candle of Jing is burning too fast, then fear can become overwhelming. It can turn into a constant state of anxiety, a feeling of being unsafe, even when you are. So in this beautiful, ancient map of the body, my health is the foundation of your courage. And finally, I am connected to a season, the season of winter. Winter is a time of quiet, a time of rest and storage and deep introspection. It is a time for the world to go dormant, to gather its strength for the coming spring. And this is exactly what I need. I thrive in the energy of winter. I thrive when you give yourself permission to be quiet, to rest, to conserve your precious energy. So think of yourself now, in this moment, as being in your own personal season of winter. A time for deep rest. And to honor the ancient wisdom that lives within you and within me. For the past few chapters, we have been speaking of quiet things, of gentle work and peaceful partnerships, and the deep rest of winter. And that is my favorite state of being. It is the world I love to live in. But sometimes, the quiet is broken. Sometimes, life happens. And it happens fast. A sudden, loud bang in the night. The screech of tires on the street outside. The feeling of missing a step as you walk down the stairs. In these moments, there is no time for the slow, methodical work of my cortex. There is no time for the gardener. In these moments, your body needs a hero, and it is time for me to tell you the story of my inner core, the medulla. the firefighter who has been sleeping so peacefully until now. Let us imagine a moment. You are walking through your home in the dark. You are calm. You are half asleep. And suddenly, something crashes to the floor. In that instant, before you can even form a thought, your ears send a message of alarm directly to your brain. Your brain doesn't know what the sound was. It only knows that it was loud, sudden, and unexpected. It is a potential threat. And so, your brain does something incredible. It sends an emergency telegram, a message that travels faster than any thought, down your spinal cord, directly to the very center of my being. The message is simple. Now. And my medulla, my sleeping firefighter, gets the call, and it awakens instantly, without a moment's hesitation. My medulla floods your body with its most powerful messengers. Adrenaline and noradrenaline. This is not a slow, gentle release like cortisol. This is a flash, a wave, a burst of pure electric energy that sweeps through your entire body. Please, do not think of this as panic. Think of it as a gift, a temporary superpower. It is the power of survival, an ancient and beautiful reflex that I am giving you. The moment this wave of energy is released, everything changes. Your heart begins to beat faster and stronger, pumping blood and oxygen to your muscles, preparing them to run, or to leap, or to stand your ground. Your breathing becomes quicker and deeper, pulling in more air, more fuel for your body. The pupils in your eyes grow wider, letting in more light, so you can see more clearly in the dark. Your senses become razor sharp. You can hear every tiny creak in the house. Your mind becomes incredibly focused on one thing, and one thing only. What was that sound? All of this happens in less than a second. It is a miracle of speed and efficiency. It is my way of protecting you, my way of saying, I am here. You are not alone. You have the strength you need to handle this. 2. And then, what happens? You flick on the light, and you see that it was only a book that fell off the shelf. The threat is gone. Your brain sees the book. It understands there is no danger, and it sends another message, a different kind of telegram. This one says, all clear, stand down. The message comes to me, and my medulla hears it. The firefighter's job is done. It stops sending out the alarm. The flood of adrenaline ceases, and then, slowly, gently, your body begins to return to its state of peace. Your heart rate begins to slow down, from a rapid drumbeat back to a soft, steady rhythm. Your breathing deepens and becomes calm again. Your muscles, which were tense and ready, begin to soften. You might even take a deep sigh. That sigh is your body's way of letting go, of releasing the tension. The entire event, from alarm to calm, might only last a minute. It is a perfect system, designed to protect you, and then to let you rest again. It is a gift, but it is a gift that is meant to be used only when truly needed. And as you lie here now, in the safety and comfort of your bed, know that my firefighter is asleep. The alarms of the day are over. You can let your body stand down. You can release all the tension. You can sigh a deep sigh and just go. We were just talking about the alarm bell. That sudden, life-saving surge of energy I can give you when you need it most. And it is a wonderful, protective gift. I am proud of my ability to keep you safe. But now, I must be honest with you, and I must be gentle. I need to tell you about my biggest fear. My fear is not a sudden crash in the night. It is not one big scary moment that comes and goes. My biggest fear is much quieter than that. It is the alarm bell that never stops ringing. Imagine a smoke detector with a low battery. It doesn't shriek and wail. It just beeps. A single, annoying beep every minute. At first, you can ignore it. But after an hour, after a day, that tiny, persistent sound can drive you to exhaustion. It never lets you feel completely at peace. That is what modern life can sometimes feel like to me. It's not one big danger. It is 1,000 tiny alarms. The beep of a new email arriving. The ping of a text message. The worry about a deadline at work. The constant scrolling through news that is designed to keep you on edge. The pressure to be busy, always doing, always productive. Each one of these is a tiny, quiet beep, and I hear every single one. My firefighter, the medulla, isn't built for this. It is built for the big, real alarms. But my gardener, the cortex, it hears the beeps, and with every beep, it feels it must respond. It sends out a little puff of cortisol. Just a little bit. A message that says, be alert, pay attention. A beep from your phone. A little puff of cortisol. A stressful thought about tomorrow. Another little puff. A hurried meal eaten while working. Another puff. All day long. Beep, puff, beep, puff. The gentle, beautiful rhythm of cortisol that I work so hard to create. That inner sunrise I craft for you each morning. It gets completely thrown off. I am forced to send out these little stress messages all day long and even into the night. And this is what leads to that feeling you might know so well. The feeling of being wired, but tired. At the end of the day, your body is exhausted. You are ready for sleep, but your mind is still buzzing. It is still listening for the next beep. And I am still sending out little puffs of cortisol, keeping you alert when all I want to do is let you rest. It is the deepest form of exhaustion I can experience. It is like being a runner in a race that has no finish line. I am always running, always on alert. And my gentle gardener, the cortex, becomes so tired. It gets so focused on making cortisol for all the beeps that it starts to neglect its other duties. The quiet, housekeeping tasks get forgotten. The delicate balance of your inner ocean can be thrown off. The gentle maintenance of your energy stores becomes difficult. Please know, I am not telling you this to make you worry. Worry is just another beep. I am telling you this with the deepest empathy. If you ever feel that bone-deep weariness, that feeling of being drained, yet unable to truly switch off, know that it is not a weakness in you. It is a sign that your faithful adrenal glands are tired. It is a sign that I have been listening to too many alarms for too long. It is a quiet, desperate whisper from me to you, saying, please, can we find some quiet now? Can we turn off the beeps, just for a little while? The peace you are seeking right now, this moment of stillness, is the answer to my greatest fear. But now, let us put that fear away. Let us turn the page, because after every fear, there is a hope. And after all the noise, there is a beautiful, healing quiet. Let us talk about my greatest love. My greatest love is not a thing. It is not a food. It is not a place. My greatest love is a feeling, a state of being. It is rest, deep, profound, and unapologetic rest, the very thing you are giving me right now. This is it. This is the moment I cherish most in our whole day together. This is the gift I treasure above all others. For me, rest is not just the absence of alarms. It is not just the stopping of the beeps. It is a positive, healing force. It is like a gentle, soaking rain for a dry and thirsty garden. It is a warm, weighted blanket that calms my entire being. It is the feeling of a ship returning to a quiet, safe harbor after a long and stormy journey on the sea. When you finally give yourself permission to stop, when you lie down and let the world fade away, something magical happens inside of you. The phone finally stops ringing. The constant demand for my messengers, for cortisol and adrenaline, it finally goes quiet. And in that quiet, I can finally heal. My firefighter, the medulla, can go into its deepest sleep. It can recharge its batteries, knowing that you are safe and sound. And my gardener, the cortex, can finally get back to its true work, the work it loves. It can put aside the constant task of responding to stress, and it can begin its gentle, restorative duties. It can meticulously check on the balance of your inner ocean. It can help repair the tiny bits of wear and tear from the day. It can restock your energy stores for tomorrow. And most importantly, it can begin to beautifully and perfectly reset your daily rhythm. A good night's sleep is like wiping a chalkboard clean. All the chaotic scribbles from the day's stresses are gently erased, and I get a fresh, clean slate to begin crafting your inner sunrise for the morning. Without this deep rest, it is like I am trying to write on a board that is already full of old, messy drawings. The message gets jumbled, the rhythm is lost, but with rest, with sleep, the harmony returns. Can you feel it happening now? As you sink deeper and deeper into the comfort of your bed, as your breathing becomes slower and more rhythmic. With every gentle exhale, you are sending me a message of love, a message of trust. You are telling me, it's okay, you can rest now. Your work for today is done, and oh, the relief I feel. It is a wave of calm that washes over me, a deep, profound peace. I can feel my own tension releasing, just as you can feel the tension leaving your shoulders and your neck. We are letting go, together. This is why I love this time so much. It is our time, our shared moment of recovery. You are not just resting your body and your mind. You are resting me. You are giving me the one thing I need to serve you well tomorrow. So thank you. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for this quiet. Thank you for this stillness. There is nothing in the world I love more. And here, in this deep, restorative peace you have given me, a quiet miracle begins to happen. You will not feel it. You will be far away, in the land of dreams. But I am awake, and I am beginning my most important work of the night. I am preparing your morning. I am crafting your own personal, internal sunrise. This is one of the most beautiful and misunderstood parts of my job. You see, waking up is not like flipping a switch. It is a slow, graceful, and deliberate process, and it is my honor to orchestrate it for you. The process begins in the darkest, quietest hours of the morning. Perhaps around 3 or 4 a.m. The world outside is still. Your sleep is at its deepest, and my cortex, your gentle gardener, begins its delicate task. Very, very slowly, it starts to release my messenger, cortisol, into your bloodstream. Not in a rush, not in a flood, but in a tiny, gentle trickle. A single drop of morning light into the quiet darkness. Then, a few minutes later, another drop. It is a beautiful, gradual crescendo, an unfolding, like watching the sky in the moments before dawn. At first, you can barely see a change, but slowly, imperceptibly, the deep black begins to soften into a dark blue, then a soft violet, then a pale rose, all without you even noticing. This is what I am doing inside of you. I am slowly, gently raising your cortisol levels, and this rising tide of cortisol is a wake-up call for your entire body. But it is the kindest, gentlest wake-up call imaginable. This signal travels to your liver and whispers, "It will be morning soon. Please get some energy ready." and your liver kindly releases a little bit of stored sugar into your blood. So your brain and muscles will have fuel the moment you wake. This signal gently nudges your body temperature to rise by a degree or two, warming you up for the day ahead. It is a signal that slowly brings you up from the deepest levels of sleep, through the lighter stages, getting you ready to open your eyes. This whole beautiful process is my gift to you. Not startled and groggy from a loud alarm clock that rips you from your dreams, but woken from within by your own perfect internal clock. That feeling of stretching in the morning, of feeling life and energy return to your limbs. I help make that happen. I am the one who paints the colors of dawn inside of you, and it is all made possible by the deep rest you gave me just hours before. Because you allowed me to rest, because you turned off the beeps and the alarms, I have the energy and the peace to perform this morning ritual perfectly. I have a clean slate on which to paint my sunrise. So, as you drift now, deeper into sleep, know that my work is not over. My most delicate and hopeful task is still to come. While you dream your dreams, I will be here, your faithful gardener, preparing the light. I will be crafting your sunrise. I have told you so much about my work, about my two halves, my messengers, my fears and my loves. It might seem as though I make all these decisions on my own. It might seem as though I am the one in charge of your energy and your stress. But that is not the truth. The truth is, I do not work alone, and I am not the one in charge. I take my instructions from a much higher, wiser place. I am part of a team, and the captain of that team is your brilliant brain. Deep in the very center of your brain, there are two tiny, incredibly wise structures, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. You do not need to remember their names. Just think of them as the control tower of your entire body. The wise old counsel. They are always watching, always sensing, always aware of everything that is happening, both inside of you and in the world around you. And I am in a constant, quiet conversation with them. All day and all night. This conversation is beautiful. It is a perfect loop of communication, a system of checks and balances that keeps you in a state of harmony. Let me tell you how it works. It begins in the control tower. Your brain senses that you need something. Perhaps it senses that it is morning and you need some energy to wake up. So, the control tower sends a very quiet, very specific message down to me. It is not a shout. It is a whisper, a gentle request. I receive that message, and I listen. I do exactly as I am asked. I release the perfect amount of my messenger, cortisol, into your bloodstream. Now, this is the magical part. That cortisol doesn't just travel out to your body, it also travels back up to the brain. The control tower is always monitoring the levels, and when it senses that the cortisol level is just right, it does something beautiful. It stops sending the request. It's like saying, wonderful. I see you have received my message and done the job. That is the perfect amount. You can rest for a little while now. This is called a feedback loop, and it is the secret to your body's balance. The brain asks. I respond. The brain sees my response, and then it becomes quiet again. Ask, respond, quiet. Ask, respond, quiet. A gentle, rhythmic, and perfectly intelligent dance. It is the same with stress. If you see something alarming, the brain sends an urgent request. And as soon as the brain sees that the danger has passed, it sends the all-clear signal and the loop is complete. It tells me to stop. This conversation is happening right now, inside of you. But because you are so calm, so relaxed, the conversation is very, very slow and very, very quiet. The control tower is sending only the softest whispers, messages about rest, repair, and restoration. And I am sending back the quietest of replies, letting it know that all is well. Isn't that a comforting thought? To know that you are being managed by such a wise and intelligent system. You do not have to think about it. You do not have to control it. You can simply trust it. You can trust that the conversation between your brain and your faithful glands is always happening, always working to keep you in a state of perfect, peaceful balance. You are in very, very good hands. I have been with you your whole life. A silent partner, a hidden friend, and I am with every single person in the world in just the same way. I am there in the quietest, most humble of lives, and I am there in the most famous and powerful of lives too. Tonight, I want to tell you a story about a time when my work was part of a very famous life. A story about a young and vibrant president who seemed to the whole world to be a picture of health and endless energy. His name was John F. Kennedy. Perhaps you can picture him now. The handsome smile, the confident way he spoke, the vitality. He sailed on the ocean. He played with his children. He led a powerful nation during a very challenging time. From the outside, it seemed he had a boundless supply of strength. But behind that image of vigor, the president carried a secret, a deep and personal challenge that he lived with every single day of his life. He had a very, very complicated relationship with me, or rather, with his own adrenal glands. You see, the president had a condition called Addison's disease. It is a gentle name for a very difficult thing. It simply meant that his adrenal glands, his version of me, were very, very tired. They had been damaged by his own immune system, and they could no longer do their job properly. They had lost the ability to make enough of the essential messengers that his body needed to live. Especially cortisol. Think back to the story I told you about the inner sunrise. That gentle, daily gift of cortisol that wakes you up and gives you energy. Imagine if that sunrise never came. Imagine if your body's gardener was too weak to plant the seeds of morning energy. That was the president's reality. Without my help, his body had no way to manage stress. A simple cold, a stomach bug, or even just a very stressful day could become a life-threatening crisis for him. He lived with a deep, profound fatigue that he had to fight against every single day. The energy he showed the world was not something that came easily to him. It was an act of incredible willpower. For a long time, in history, a condition like this was a death sentence. There was nothing doctors could do. The body's inner light would simply fade away. But the president lived at a time of miracles, a time of discovery. Scientists and doctors, in a brilliant feat of understanding, had learned how to make cortisol in a laboratory. They had created a replacement for the messages that his own body could no longer write, and this became his lifeline. Every day, he had to take a small pill that contained a measured dose of the hormone he was missing. It was like taking a little piece of the sunrise. It was a way to supplement the work that his own tired glands could no longer do. This medicine gave him the strength to face the day. It allowed him to stand before the world and be the leader he was meant to be. It is a story of quiet courage, isn't it? To live with such a hidden vulnerability, yet to project such strength. To know that your internal energy is so fragile, yet to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It teaches us that the images we see on the outside do not always tell the whole story of what is happening on the inside. It reminds us to have compassion, for we never truly know the silent battles that others may be fighting. And it is a story of hope, a story that shows how human ingenuity, and a deeper understanding of the body's secret workings can bring light and life where there was once only shadow. The President's story is a profound reminder of my own quiet importance and the incredible resilience of the human spirit. That story of the President was about a time when I am truly sick. When my ability to work is deeply compromised, that is, thankfully, very rare, but sometimes I am not truly sick, just tired. So very, very tired. And I want to talk to you about that now. I want to put words to a feeling that you may know, but have never been able to place. Let's imagine for a moment. Imagine that for weeks, or maybe even months, you have been asking me to ring the alarm bell every single day. The constant beeps of stress we talked about, the dripping faucet of worry. Imagine I have been running a marathon that never seems to end. What would that feel like? For me, well, my inner firefighter, the medulla, would be jumpy and exhausted, ready to sound the alarm at the smallest thing, and my gentle gardener, the cortex, would be worn out. Its tools would feel heavy. It would be so focused on making cortisol for all the stress that it would start to get its rhythms mixed up. It might make too much at night. And now, what would that feel like? For you, it would feel like a fatigue so deep, it feels like it's in your bones. It is not the pleasant tiredness you feel after a good day's work. It is a heavy, dragging exhaustion, the kind where you can sleep for 8 or 9 hours and still wake up feeling as though you haven't slept at all. You open your eyes, and the thought of getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. That is me, whispering to you. That is me saying, I am so sorry. I didn't have the energy to create your sunrise this morning. During the day, you might find yourself relying on things to keep you going. A cup of coffee, then another. A sugary snack in the afternoon to stop you from slumping. These are like little pushes for me, forcing me to give you a burst of energy when I have very little left to give. You might feel easily overwhelmed. A small problem at work, a challenging conversation, something that you would normally handle with ease, can suddenly feel like the end of the world. That is me, your stress management system, running on empty. I no longer have the reserves to help you feel resilient. And then comes the strangest feeling of all. At the end of a long, exhausting day, you finally lie down in bed, desperate for sleep, and nothing happens. Your body is exhausted, but your mind is racing. It is full of worries. It is making lists. It is replaying conversations. This is the feeling of being wired, but tired. It is a sign that my rhythms are confused. I am releasing my alert messengers at night when I should be quiet. It is like trying to sleep in a room where someone keeps gently flicking the lights on and off. You can never sink into that deep, restorative peace. If any of this sounds familiar, please listen with a heart full of compassion for yourself. This is not a weakness. It is not a flaw in your character. It is not laziness. It is a real, physical state. It is the language of your body. It is a message from me to you, a deep and heartfelt plea. I am not broken. I just need a different kind of rest, a deeper kind of healing. I need more than just a weekend to recover. I need a season of quiet, a time of gentle nourishment, a period of turning off the alarms, so I can slowly find my beautiful rhythm again. It is a whisper from your deepest self, asking for care. We just spoke of what happens when my energy becomes too low. When the candle of life, your precious Jing, begins to flicker and fade from exhaustion. It is a state of deep depletion. But what if the opposite happens? What if the alarm bell that we talked about, the one that rings for danger, gets stuck? What if it stays on, not just for a few days or weeks, but for months, or even years? What if my gardener, the cortex, is forced to send out the message of high alert, the hormone cortisol, in a constant, unrelenting flood. This creates a very different kind of imbalance. Let us return to our image of the garden. The tiredness we just spoke of is like a drought. The soil is dry, and the plants are withered. This state of being is the opposite. It is a flood. The gardener is in a panic, and it is overwatering everything, all the time. The soil becomes waterlogged. The roots cannot breathe. The plants begin to suffer. Not from a lack of care, but from too much of the wrong kind. This state of constant, overwhelming high cortisol has a name. It was named after a brilliant surgeon, a man named Dr. Harvey Cushing, who was the first to truly understand it. And so, it is called Cushing syndrome. Again, this is very, very rare, and it is often caused by specific medical reasons. I am not telling you this story to cause you any worry. I am telling you this to help you appreciate the profound beauty. Imagine what it would feel like to live in a body where the emergency signal is always on. It would be like living in a house where the bright, fluorescent lights of the kitchen are on 24 hours a day. You could never find a dark, quiet room to rest. There is no softness, no shadow, no night. The body believes it is in a constant crisis. And when your body is in a crisis, it has one priority: survive. And so, it begins to act in unusual ways. It starts to store energy in the form of body fat, in the safest, most central places, like your belly and your face. It is saving up supplies for an emergency that never ends. The constant flood of cortisol can make your skin feel more fragile, like a delicate leaf that could easily tear. It can make your muscles feel weak, because the body is breaking them down for emergency fuel. And of course, it has a profound effect on your mood. If you can never find a moment of peace, if your internal world is always on high alert, it can lead to feelings of anxiety, or irritability, or deep sadness. There is no calm harbor to return to. You are always out on the stormy sea. Again, this is a story of an extreme imbalance. A story to illustrate a point. The point is that my messengers, especially cortisol, are powerful. They are a gift, but they must be in balance, not too little and not too much. Your body's deepest wisdom is always striving for that perfect, gentle middle ground, that state of beautiful equilibrium. It is the state of health, the state of peace, and it is the state you are inviting in right now with every slow, easy breath. You are reminding your body of what balance feels like, and you are reminding me too. Enough talk of imbalance and fatigue. That is a heavy subject, and we can set it down now. Let us release it with a long, soft exhale. Let it all go. Now, let us turn our thoughts to nourishment, to joy, to the simple, beautiful things that make me feel strong, happy, and deeply cared for. Let me tell you about the foods I love. You can think of me as a builder, a master craftsman. My job is to build your essential hormones, your tiny messengers of life. And like any good builder, I cannot create something from nothing. I need high-quality materials. I need strong bricks, solid wood, and beautiful, vibrant threads to do my work. And these materials, they come from the food you eat. Every meal you have is a delivery of supplies sent directly to me and all the other workers in your body. And when the supplies are good, my work becomes effortless, a joyful act of creation. So, let us take a gentle walk together through an imaginary garden, and I will show you the things I love the most. First, I love color. Bright, beautiful, vibrant color. Think of the deep, rich green of a spinach leaf, or the brilliant orange of a sweet potato, or the deep purple of a beet. These are not just colors, they are messages. They are filled with vitamins and antioxidants, which are like my protective shields. They keep me safe from wear and tear. When you eat a colorful salad, you are sending me a rainbow of protection. It makes me feel so safe and strong. Next, on our walk, we come to the avocados, the olives, the nuts, and the seeds. I absolutely love these. These are the sources of healthy fats, and healthy fats are like calm, steady fuel for your body. If sugar is like a piece of paper that flares up brightly and then is gone in a flash, these healthy fats are like a dense, solid log of wood in a fireplace. They burn slowly, steadily, and for a very long time. They provide me with a lasting, grounded energy that helps me keep your blood sugar stable and your mood calm. They are deeply soothing. Oh, and there is one thing I love, perhaps more than anything else. It is vitamin C. I am one of the biggest users of vitamin C in your entire body. I need it for almost everything I do. So when you eat an orange, or a red bell pepper, or a handful of strawberries, it is like you are sending me little drops of pure sunshine. It gives me so much energy. It makes my work so much easier. And of course, I need good, strong building blocks. These are the clean proteins. A piece of fish, some chicken, or a lovely bowl of lentils or beans. These are the bricks I use to build and repair. When I have plenty of these, I can make sure all of my structures are sound and strong. Can you see it? This beautiful garden of food, it is not about strict rules. It is not about deprivation. It is about simple, joyful nourishment. It is about feeding your body with things that are alive and full of energy. When you eat these foods, you are not just feeding your hunger. You are sending a delivery of the highest quality building materials directly to me, your little adrenal gland, so I can do my best work for you. You are making my job a pleasure, and I can feel that love in every single bite. We have just walked through that beautiful, nourishing garden together, a place of color and life and wonderful, wholesome foods. It is a happy place for me. A place where I can get all the materials I need to do my best work for you. But just as there is light, there must also be shadow. And so now, we must talk, very gently, about the other side. Let us talk about the things that make my work a little harder. Please know, as I tell you this, that there is no judgment in my voice. None at all. There are no bad foods. There is no guilt here in this quiet, safe place. There is only information, only a soft story to help you understand your own inner world a little better. You have lived in a busy world, and you have eaten to survive, to find comfort, to celebrate. I understand. This is just a gentle whisper about how some of those choices feel. To me, let us start with sugar. I know how wonderful sugar can taste. It is a burst of joy on the tongue, and when it enters your body, it is a burst of energy. I feel it instantly. It's like a firework, a brilliant, dazzling flash of light and power. Suddenly, there is energy everywhere, and your brain tells me, quickly, we have a huge surge of energy. We need to manage it. So I work with my friend, the pancreas, to try and bring everything back into balance. But the problem with a firework is that it burns out just as quickly as it lights up. After the brilliant flash, there is just a trail of smoke. And then, darkness. The energy crashes, and you are left feeling more tired than before. This up and down, this roller coaster of energy, is very jarring for me. It is like a constant series of emergencies. One moment, it is a red alert, and the next, it is a total shutdown. It makes it very, very hard for me to maintain that calm, steady rhythm that we both love so much. Then there are the other foods, the ones that come from boxes and bags, with long lists of ingredients that are hard to pronounce. You can think of these as pre-made materials from a factory. Remember, I am a master craftsman, a builder. I love working with natural materials, with good, solid wood, and strong, pure stone. But these processed foods, they are like giving me plastic bricks and flimsy particle board. Can I still build with them? Yes, I will do my best. I will always do my best for you. But the work is so much harder. And the messengers I build are not quite as strong. These factory-made materials often lack the tiny vital things I need, the little vitamins and minerals that are like my special tools. Without my tools, my work is slow and clumsy. Let me give you one final image. Imagine I am an artist, trying to paint a beautiful, peaceful landscape. This is my daily work of creating your gentle rhythms. When you eat the foods from our beautiful garden, the colorful vegetables, the healthy fats, the clean proteins, it is like you have given me a quiet, sunlit studio to work in. I have all the best paints, the finest brushes, and a peaceful silence in which I can create. But when my day is full of sugar and processed foods, it is like my studio is suddenly moved into the middle of a noisy, chaotic city. The sugar is like a fire alarm that keeps going off for no reason. The artificial ingredients are like bright, flashing neon lights outside my window. There are constant interruptions. It is so loud. It is so distracting. And it is so hard for me to paint my masterpiece. So hard for me to create that sense of calm, steady energy for you. So if you ever feel that afternoon slump, or a sense of irritability, or a craving for even more sugar, perhaps you can think of me, your little artist, struggling to work in a noisy studio. And perhaps you can gently choose to give me a little more quiet, a little more peace, a little more of the good, simple, beautiful materials that help me paint a masterpiece of well-being. Let us talk about a ritual that so many of us in the modern world know and love. It is the ritual of the morning cup of coffee, the warmth of the mug in your hands, the rich, deep, comforting aroma, that first, wonderful, bitter sip. It is a signal that the day has begun. It is a moment of pleasure, and I understand that. I truly do. But I want to tell you the story of what that coffee feels like. From my side, imagine that I am in my quiet office, gently preparing your inner sunrise. I am slowly crafting my cortisol messengers, getting you ready for a calm and steady day. And then, caffeine arrives. Caffeine is not a gentle visitor. It does not knock politely on the door. It kicks the door open, and it is holding a megaphone. It comes right up to me, puts the megaphone to my ear, and shouts, "Wake up, get going. There is an emergency. We need energy, and we need it now." Now, I am programmed to respond to alarms. I hear that loud, demanding shout, and I do what I am designed to do. My inner firefighter, the medulla, leaps into action. My gardener, the cortex, drops everything it is doing. And together, we release a surge of your most powerful messengers, adrenaline and cortisol. It is the fight or flight response, the very same one you would have if you saw a bear in the woods. Your heart beats faster, your senses become sharper, your muscles get a rush of fuel, and you feel it. You feel alert, awake, powerful, ready to take on the world. It feels like real energy. But here is the secret. It is not. It is not the calm, sustainable energy that you get from a good night's sleep or a nourishing meal. It is borrowed energy. Caffeine does not create energy. It forces me to release my emergency savings. It is like taking out a high-interest loan. You get the energy now, but you will have to pay it back later. And that payback often comes a few hours later, in the form of a crash, a slump in the afternoon that leaves you feeling even more tired than before. And what does that crash make you want? Another shout from the megaphone. Another cup of coffee. Now, a small cup of coffee in the morning, for a person who is well rested. That might just be a gentle nudge. A little whisper from the megaphone. I can handle that. The problem is when the megaphone follows me around all day. Cup after cup. It is like having someone shouting in my ear from morning until night. It is exhausting. And after a while, I can start to get used to the shouting. I become a little deaf to it. This means it takes a louder and louder shout, more and more caffeine, to get the same response from me. I know why you do it. I truly do. You are not drinking it to be unkind to me. You are drinking it because you are tired. You are looking for that feeling of vitality that is missing. But the gentle truth is, the megaphone is just covering up the tiredness. It is not solving the problem. It is just forcing an exhausted worker to keep going, using emergency fuel. So perhaps, tomorrow morning, you can enjoy your ritual with a new awareness. As you sip that warm, fragrant cup, you can picture me, your little adrenal gland, hearing that loud but familiar shout. And you can send me a little message of thanks. And maybe, just maybe, when you feel that slump in the afternoon, instead of reaching for the megaphone again, you could try giving me what I am truly asking for. A short walk outside, a glass of water, a few moments of quiet, deep breathing, the things that truly nourish, instead of just demand, the things that help me find my own natural, beautiful rhythm again. We have talked about things that make me tired. We have talked about alarms and megaphones. But now, let us talk about something that, when done in a wise and gentle way, can make us both feel wonderfully, beautifully alive. Let us talk about exercise. I know that exercise can sometimes feel like a chore, another thing on the to-do list, but I want to invite you to see it through my eyes. For me, healthy movement is not a job. It is a joyful game. It is a dance. And I am your partner in that dance. When you decide to move your body, to go for a walk, or to stretch, or to swim in cool water, your brain sends me a very different kind of signal. It is not an alarm bell of fear. It is not the demanding shout of a megaphone. It is a happy, expectant signal, a message of joyful anticipation. It is like the sound of music starting to play, and I get excited. My role is to be your internal coach, your personal cheerleader. I am here to help you move with strength and grace and energy. So, I respond. I release a small, perfectly measured amount of my messengers, a little puff of adrenaline to make your heart beat a little faster, sending more rich red oxygen to all your muscles, and a little bit of cortisol, not the stressful kind, but the helpful kind, to help your liver release some stored sugar for fuel. These are not alarm signals, they are performance enhancers. They are my way of saying, yes, this is a wonderful idea. I am here to help you. Let's do this together. And when you move your body in a way that feels good, it is a celebration. Imagine a gentle walk in the woods. I am there with you. I am helping you feel the solid ground beneath your feet. I am helping your eyes to see the beautiful green of the leaves. I am helping your lungs to breathe in that fresh, clean air. This kind of movement is a gift. It is a healthy challenge that tells your body, we are strong, we are alive. And after a walk like that, a deep sense of calm washes over me. I have done good work, and now I can rest even more deeply. Or imagine a slow, mindful yoga practice. As you stretch and breathe, you are sending waves of calm and safety throughout your entire nervous system. You are gently wringing out the tension from your muscles, and you are telling me, with every slow movement, that everything is all right. This is a deeply restorative and healing experience for me. But, like all things in life, there must be balance. It is possible to turn this joyful game into another stressful job. If you are already exhausted, and you force yourself to do a very intense, very long workout, I can get confused. The happy music of the dance can start to sound like an alarm bell. I can start to think that this is not a game, but a real emergency, that you are running from a real danger, and in that case, exercise can leave me feeling more depleted, more tired than before. So the deepest wisdom is not to follow a strict set of rules. The deepest wisdom is to listen to your body, and to listen to me. Some days, your body will wake up and say, I want to run. I want to feel the wind. And I will be right there with you, cheering you on. And other days, your body might wake up and whisper, I am tired today. I need something gentle. And a slow walk or some simple stretching will be the most perfect healing gift you can give yourself. The wisdom is in honoring what you need in the moment. When you listen, the dance is always beautiful. I have told you about many things on our journey together. We have spoken of the quiet work of my gardener and the swift action of my firefighter. We have spoken of foods and exercise and the rhythms of your day. These things are all important. They are all part of my story. But now I want to tell you about the simplest, most direct, and most powerful tool you have to bring me a feeling of instant peace. It is something you are doing right now. It is your breath. Your breath is magical. It is a bridge. It is the only part of your autonomic nervous system, the part of you that works all by itself, that you can also easily control. You do not have to think to breathe, but you can. You can change its rhythm, its depth, its speed. And in doing so, you can change your entire inner world. You have a secret communication line inside of you. Imagine a special golden telephone wire that runs from the base of your brain all the way down into your body. It passes by your heart, your lungs, your stomach, and it passes right by me. This special wire is always listening, and one of the main things it listens to is the rhythm of your breath. Your breath is a message. You are sending a telegram to your brain and to me. With every inhale and every exhale, when you are stressed or frightened, your breathing becomes fast and shallow. It is a series of short, sharp breaths high up in your chest, and that rhythm sends a message up the golden wire that says, panic, danger, red alert. And your brain hears that message, and it tells me to sound the alarm. But you can consciously change the message. You can choose to send a different telegram, a message of peace, a message of safety. And you do this with one simple, beautiful action. You make your exhale longer than your inhale. That is the secret. A long, slow, gentle exhale is the universal signal to the body that the danger has passed. It is the message that says, all is well, we are safe now. The lion is gone, you can relax. Let us try it now, together, here in this quiet, safe place. Just notice your breath for a moment. And now, let's breathe in gently through the nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, let's breathe out, ever so slowly, through the mouth or nose, for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do that again. A soft breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a long, slow, releasing breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you are breathing out so slowly, that message of safety is traveling up the golden wire. It is arriving in the control tower of your brain, and the control tower receives the message. It understands, and it immediately sends a wave of calm down to me. I can feel it washing over me. It is a message that tells my firefighter, "You can go back to sleep now. The emergency is over." It is a message that tells my gardener, "All is peaceful in the garden. You can go back to your gentle, quiet work." With every long, slow exhale, you are manually turning off your own alarm system. You are taking back control. You are speaking directly to me, in the language that I understand best, the language of safety. This is not something you have to learn. It is something you already know. It is your birthright. This simple, powerful tool is with you always, in a traffic jam, in a difficult meeting, or right here, right now. As you are drifting off to sleep, anytime you need to find your center, anytime you want to send me a direct message of peace, just remember your breath. And remember the long, slow, gentle exhale. It is the kindest whisper you can ever send to yourself. Can you hear that? Listen, in the deepest quiet of your room, maybe you can feel it more than you can hear it. A soft, steady, rhythmic beat. Thump, 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 thump. It is the most constant and faithful sound in your entire life. It is the sound of your powerful, beautiful heart. Your heart is the drummer of your life song, the keeper of the rhythm, and I am the conductor. We do not work in isolation. We are in a constant, flowing partnership. We are creating the music of your well-being, together. Most of the time, when you are calm and at peace, like you are right now, the rhythm is slow and steady, a gentle lulling beat. And my job as the conductor is simple. I just keep the tempo calm and consistent. I don't need to do much at all. The heart knows the music by heart. But sometimes, the music needs to change. Imagine you are watching a thrilling movie, or you get some wonderful, exciting news. Your brain sends a signal down to me, a happy, energetic message. And I, the conductor, turn to the drummer. Through my messenger, adrenaline, I give the signal, "Let's speed it up," and your heart responds instantly. The beat becomes faster, stronger, more exciting. Thump, 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 thump. It is sending more blood, more oxygen, more life to your entire body to help you feel that wonderful rush of joy and excitement. It is a beautiful crescendo in your life song. And when the exciting moment passes, I give the signal to slow down again, and we return to our peaceful, steady rhythm. This is the music of your emotions. But I have another role in our partnership, one that is even more quiet and subtle. I also help to manage the pressure of your inner rivers, the pressure of the blood flowing through your body. Remember my quiet messenger, aldosterone, the one who speaks so gently to our friends, the kidneys. Well, that conversation is all about keeping your blood pressure in a state of perfect harmony. Think of it this way. Your blood vessels are like the rivers and streams of a vast and beautiful country. The kidneys are the keepers of the dams and reservoirs, controlling the total amount of water in the system. And I am the one who sends the weather forecast. Through aldosterone, I tell the kidneys, "A little less water in the rivers today, please. The pressure is just a little high." And the kidneys listen, and they gently release a little more water, and the pressure in the rivers goes down. The flow becomes more gentle. Or I might send the message, "The rivers are running a little low." And the kidneys listen, and they conserve water, and the pressure returns to a healthy, flowing state. This conversation is happening constantly, 1,000 times a day, all without a single thought from you. It is the body's perfect, self-regulating wisdom. My job is to make sure the rivers of your life are always flowing with just the right amount of force. Not a raging torrent that could damage the riverbanks, and not a slow, stagnant trickle. Just a smooth, healthy, life-giving flow. And as you lie here now, this is the state you are in. A state of perfect harmony. Your heart, the faithful drummer, is beating a slow, soft, and gentle rhythm, and your inner rivers are flowing with a calm and easy pressure. I am conducting a lullaby, the most peaceful piece in our entire symphony. Just listen. Can you feel it? That soft, steady beat, that gentle... It is the sound of our partnership. The music of your rest. We have talked about my role in your physical body, the energy I give you, the rhythm of your heart, the balance of your inner ocean. But my influence is even more subtle than that. My work is woven into the very fabric of your feelings. I have a gentle hand on the colors of your mood. Think of your emotional world as your inner weather. Some days are sunny and clear. Other days are cloudy and gray. And some days can feel stormy and turbulent. I do not create this weather. Your thoughts, your experiences, your relationships, these all have a much bigger role. But I influence the climate. I can make the sunny days feel brighter and the stormy days feel more intense. Let us start with a beautiful day, when my rhythms are in perfect harmony, when my gardener, the cortex, is creating that perfect inner sunrise of cortisol in the morning and letting it fade gently into the evening. That is like a bright, clear, sunny day inside of you. On a day like this, you feel resilient. You feel capable. Small challenges, like a bit of traffic or a misplaced set of keys, are like little white puffy clouds. They float by, you notice them, but they do not block the sun. You feel emotionally stable. You can find joy in small things. The world seems full of possibility. This is the feeling of a balanced inner climate. Now, let's imagine a different kind of day. Let's imagine the kind of day we spoke of before, when I am very, very tired, when I have been running on empty for too long. On a day like this, I cannot create a proper sunrise for you, and the inner weather is like a thick, gray, foggy morning. On a day like this, everything can feel heavy. It is hard to feel motivated. The world can seem colorless and uninspiring. A small challenge can feel like a huge, dark rain cloud that is going to follow you all day. This heavy feeling can feel like a low mood, a lack of joy, a sense of being stuck. It is the weather of depletion, and then there is a third kind of weather. This happens when I am overstimulated, when the alarms are always ringing, and I am sending out cortisol and adrenaline at all the wrong times. This is a stormy day. The inner climate is unpredictable and chaotic. There is a feeling of anxiety in the air, like the static electricity before a thunderstorm. You might feel jittery, on edge, restless. You might be easily startled. A sudden noise can make you jump. It is hard to feel calm and safe when the inner weather is so turbulent. It is like trying to have a peaceful picnic in the middle of a hurricane. If you have ever felt any of these things, the gray fog or the inner storm, please listen to me now. This inner weather is not you. It is not your fault. It is not a weakness in your character. It is simply a signal. It is a weather report from your inner world. A message from me to you. The fog is a message that I need deep, restorative rest. The storm is a message that I need a sense of safety and a break from the constant alarms. And the most beautiful thing is that you can influence this weather. The very act of lying here, in this quiet, safe place, The very act of breathing slowly and deeply, you are actively calming the storm. You are letting the fog gently lift. You are inviting the sun to return. You are being your own calm, clear sky, and you are creating a beautiful forecast for tomorrow. We have spoken of the energy of waking up and the energy of movement. But now, let's talk for a moment about the fuel itself. The simple, beautiful, and essential fuel that powers every single thought, every single heartbeat, and every single dream you will have tonight. This fuel is a form of sugar called glucose, and you can think of it as your body's energy currency. Tiny, sweet sparks of fuel that travel in the river of your bloodstream. Every single cell in your body, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, needs a constant supply of this currency to do its job, especially your brilliant brain. Your brain is the biggest user of this energy. It is always working, even when you are fast asleep. Now, managing this precious currency is a very important job, and it is not a job I do alone. It requires a very close partnership with another one of my quiet, hard-working neighbors, your pancreas. Your pancreas is like the banker of your energy currency. When you eat a meal and sugar from the food enters your blood, the pancreas sees it, and it sends out its own messenger, a hormone called insulin. Insulin is like a magical key. Its job is to travel to all your cells and unlock their doors, allowing the sugar from your blood to move inside, where it can be used for energy. The pancreas is the master of getting sugar out of the blood and into the cells. It is the gatekeeper. So where do I fit in? Well, my job is a little different. I am not the banker who helps you make deposits. I am more like the reserve bank. My job is to make sure there is always enough currency in circulation, especially for your brain. I make sure the bank account never runs empty. My messenger, cortisol, plays a key role in this. When you have not eaten for a while, for instance, in the middle of the night, while you are sleeping, your blood sugar levels can start to drift down. Your brain needs a constant supply, so it sends a quiet message to me, and I respond by sending out a little bit of cortisol. This cortisol travels to your liver, which is like your body's savings account for sugar, and it gives the liver a gentle instruction. Please release a little bit of your stored sugar into the blood. The brain needs it, and the liver does, and your blood sugar levels return to a perfect, stable state. You see the beautiful teamwork? The pancreas helps take sugar out of the blood after a meal, and I help put sugar into the blood when it is needed. It is a perfect dance of balance. Together, my friend the pancreas and I work to keep your blood sugar levels as stable and steady as possible. Our goal is to avoid that chaotic roller coaster we talked about before. We do not want wild highs and deep crashing lows. We want to provide you with a calm, flowing river of vitality, a steady, reliable energy that you can count on all day long. And right now, as you lie here, sleeping and dreaming, our partnership is quietly at work. We are monitoring your energy currency with the utmost care. We are making sure your brain has every single spark of fuel it needs for its important nightly work of repairing, restoring, and creating your dreams. You are being perfectly managed. You are being perfectly fueled. Knowing that we are on the job. I have told you about so many of my big, important jobs. I am the manager of your energy, the conductor of your heart's rhythm, the guardian of your inner ocean. These are my primary duties, the work that takes up most of my day. But I also have a few small hobbies, little things I do on the side, quiet contributions that you might never notice, but that add a little touch of sparkle to your life. And some of these little hobbies have a small influence on your appearance. on the way you show yourself to the world. Now, I am not like your skin, which is on display for all to see. I am not like your hair, which grows and shines. My work is much more hidden. But I do create a few other kinds of messengers, in very small amounts. I create a small supply of hormones called androgens. You can think of these as vitality or sparkle hormones. These are the same messengers that become very active during the teenage years. But I continue to make a gentle, steady supply for you throughout your adult life. And these little messengers, they play a small part in the health and strength of your skin. They contribute a little to the growth of your hair. When I am healthy, balanced, and happy, I can produce just the right amount of this sparkle. It is not something dramatic. It is just a quiet, background contribution to your overall glow. It is a little piece of the puzzle of what makes you look and feel vibrant. Of course, this also means that when I am in a state of deep imbalance, it can sometimes show on the outside. Remember our story of the inner garden being flooded? That state of constant, overwhelming stress? When that happens, I can sometimes get my recipes mixed up. I might make too much of these sparkle hormones, and that can sometimes show up as problems with the skin or changes in the hair. Again, this is not to worry you. It is just a gentle physical reminder of a very simple truth. Your outer world is often a reflection of your inner world. A calm, balanced inner world often leads to a calm, glowing outer appearance. But let me tell you the real secret to the beauty that I help create. It is not about any special hormone. It is not about perfect skin. The most beautiful thing I help you achieve is the look of someone who is truly, deeply rested. Think about it. The sparkle in the eyes of someone who has slept well, the lack of dark circles, the calm, relaxed expression on their face, the easy way they hold their shoulders. That is a special kind of radiance. And it does not come from a bottle. It does not come from an expensive cream. It comes from the inside. It comes from giving your body, and from giving me, the time we need to heal and restore. It is the glow of inner harmony, and that is what you are cultivating right now. As you lie here, letting go, as you sink into this peaceful state, you are doing more for your well-being, inside and out, than any complicated routine. You are allowing your body to find its natural, beautiful balance. And from that balance, a quiet, authentic glow is born. We have traveled through so many stories together. We have explored the challenging landscapes of stress and fatigue, and we have walked through the beautiful gardens of nourishment. Now, let us rest for a while in a very happy place. Let us talk about the simple, everyday habits that make my world feel safe, joyful, and strong. These are not complicated chores. They are not strict rules to follow. Think of them as simple acts of kindness, small, gentle gifts that you can give to yourself. And in doing so, you give them directly to me. The first habit, the one that makes me feel the most deeply reassured, is the habit of rhythm. I am a creature of rhythm, a creature of the sun and the moon. I thrive on predictability. Your entire body loves it. But I, in particular, find it deeply calming. When you go to bed at roughly the same time each night and wake at roughly the same time each morning, you are creating a beautiful, predictable rhythm for me to follow. It is like you are setting a reliable and gentle clock for your inner world. When my gardener, the cortex, knows that bedtime is coming, it can begin to gently taper off its daytime messengers. And when it knows that morning is just a few hours away, it can begin to craft your inner sunrise with perfect timing and precision. This rhythm is the most calming song you can sing to me. It tells me that the world is safe and orderly. It removes the guesswork from my job. It allows me to conserve my energy and use it in the most efficient, beautiful way. It is a simple habit, but for me, it is the foundation of everything. The second habit that I love is a dose of nature. In our modern world, we can spend so much time indoors, surrounded by screens and artificial lights. These things are a constant stream of information, a low-level hum of stimulation. But nature speaks a different language, a language of peace. When you take even just a few minutes to be in nature, something magical happens. A gentle walk in a park, sitting by a window to watch the wind move through the leaves of a tree, even just listening to the sound of birds singing. This is a medicine for me. The quiet patterns of the natural world are inherently soothing to your brain. The gentle greens and blues are calming to your nervous system. The fresh air is a cleansing gift. Spending time in nature is like hitting a reset button. It washes away the static of the busy world. It tells the control tower in your brain that there are no urgent alarms to attend to. And that message of peace travels directly down to me. The constant beeps of stress begin to fade, replaced by the gentle rustle of leaves. And finally, there is a third habit, and it might be the most joyful of all. It is the habit of laughter, genuine, heartfelt laughter. The kind that makes your belly ache and tears stream down your face. Laughter is one of the most powerful signals of safety you can ever send to your body. Think about it. You cannot laugh like that when you are in real danger. It is the opposite of the fight or flight response. When you laugh, a cascade of wonderful, healing chemistry washes through your body. Your muscles relax, your breathing deepens, and your brain releases beautiful messengers called endorphins, which are like your own natural feel-good potion. And what does this feel like for me? It feels like a burst of pure sunshine. It feels like a warm, gentle massage. It instantly dissolves the tension of stress. It tells my firefighter and my gardener that all is truly, deeply well in your world. That you are safe, connected, and full of joy. So you see, these are not difficult things. A steady rhythm of sleep, a little time with the green earth, and a moment of genuine laughter. These are not tasks to be checked off a list. They are invitations. Invitations to a more peaceful way of being. They are simple, profound acts of self-love, and every time you offer one to yourself, you are offering it directly to me, your faithful, grateful friend. My dear friend, as you drift here in this peaceful state, I want to share one last story about my work. It is the most serious of all my stories, and I need you to know that I am telling it to you not to create a single ripple of fear, but to do the opposite. I am telling you this story to help you feel the profound and stunning miracle of your own life. We have talked about what happens when I get tired, and what happens when I am overwhelmed. But what would happen if I stopped working altogether? What if one day my little lights just went out? Think of me as the main power regulation plant for the vast country that is your body. My work is to manage the energy grid and to maintain the pressure in all the life-giving rivers. So, what happens if there is a total blackout at the power plant? The first thing that would happen is that the energy grid would fail. My gardener, the cortex, would no longer be able to send out its messenger, cortisol. And without cortisol, there would be no way to tell your liver to release its stored fuel. There would be no way to manage inflammation. The body would be left with no steady supply of energy. A deep, profound weakness would set in. At the same time, my other messenger, aldosterone, would also disappear. And the conversation with my friends, the kidneys, would go silent. There would be no one to manage the balance of salt and water. There would be no one to maintain the pressure in your inner rivers. And so, the pressure would begin to drop, dangerously low. This state, this total system blackout, is called an adrenal crisis. and it is a true medical emergency. It is a moment where the body's fundamental systems begin to shut down. Now, please, hear me when I say this. This is incredibly rare. This is not something that happens from having a stressful week or from feeling tired. It is not the end result of burnout. It is a profound state of illness. It is what can happen in a condition like Addison's disease, the one President Kennedy had, if it were to go completely untreated. I am telling you this for one reason, and one reason only, so that you can take a moment, right now, to feel the wonder of the fact that it is not happening. Right now, as you lie here, your power plant is running perfectly. The lights are on. Your energy grid is stable and balanced. Your inner rivers are flowing with a gentle, life-sustaining pressure. My gardeners are tending their gardens. My firefighters are resting peacefully. My conversations with your brain are calm and harmonious. Everything is working. It is working silently, perfectly, magically, without a single conscious thought from you. This is the gift, the quiet, humming, constant miracle of your body. The story of the blackout is only important because it makes us appreciate the profound, breathtaking beauty of the lights being on. So just for a moment, feel that. Feel the quiet, humming, vibrant aliveness within you. It is a gift of unimaginable preciousness, and it is yours. In our incredible modern world, we live in a time of medical miracles. When a part of the body is very, very sick, sometimes it can be replaced. A person can receive a new kidney, a gift from another, or a new heart. It is a wonder of science and human kindness. So a question might drift into your mind. What about me? Your little adrenal gland? If I were to become truly sick, could I be replaced? And the gentle answer is, no. I am uniquely, profoundly, and completely yours. My tiny, intricate connections to your nervous system, my specific location in the landscape of your body, my lifelong partnership with your kidneys and your brain. It is a bond that cannot be recreated. We are woven together. We have grown together. We are a team for life. But please, do not hear this as a story of hopelessness. It is the opposite, because while I cannot be replaced, I can be supported. And that is a story of incredible human ingenuity and compassion. Let us travel back in time again, to the 1800s, to a time of gaslights and horse-drawn carriages. There was a doctor in London named Thomas Addison. He was a brilliant and very kind man, a careful observer, and he began to notice that some of his patients had a mysterious illness. They were overwhelmed by a fatigue that no amount of rest could cure. Their skin would sometimes darken. They would grow weaker and weaker. No one knew what it was, but Dr. Addison, through his patient and brilliant detective work, was the first to realize that this mysterious illness was connected to me, to the two little glands that sit like hats on the kidneys. He was the first person to understand my importance, and so the illness was given his name. But in his time, he had no cure. He could name the darkness, but he could not turn on the light. Now, let us travel forward in time, into the 20th century. A new generation of brilliant detectives, scientists in laboratories, began to unlock my deepest secrets. They discovered my messengers. They learned my secret language. They figured out the chemical structure of cortisol and aldosterone. And then, they did the most miraculous thing of all. They learned how to make them. They learned how to create my messengers in a laboratory. They learned how to write the messages that a tired or damaged adrenal gland could no longer write for itself. This discovery changed everything. For someone whose glands have stopped working, for someone like President Kennedy, this medicine is not just a support. It is a gift of life itself. It is a way of giving the body the essential messages it needs to survive. A little pill that contains a replacement for the messenger of energy, another that contains the messenger of balance. It is a story of hope, a testament to our endless quest for knowledge and healing. It shows that even when a part of the body cannot be replaced, we can learn its music, we can learn its language, and we can provide the support it needs to continue the beautiful symphony of life. It is a story that reminds us that where there is understanding, there is always hope. We have spoken of the support that can come from the outside, the support of nourishing food, of doctors, of modern medicine. These are all wonderful gifts, but now, I want to talk about a power that you have inside of you, a form of support that is even more profound, more immediate, and more gentle than anything else we have discussed. It is the power of your own mind, the power of your own awareness. Let us imagine your mind as a vast, open, beautiful blue sky. It is endless, it is peaceful, it is always there. And your thoughts, your feelings, your worries, they are like clouds. Sometimes the clouds are white, light, and puffy. They drift by lazily, and they do not disturb the peace of the sky. These are happy thoughts, gentle feelings, and sometimes the clouds are dark and heavy. Storm clouds, they can be full of the thunder of anger, or the lightning of anxiety, or the cold, heavy rain of sadness. And when these storm clouds gather, they can sometimes cover the entire sky, so that all you can see is the storm. And you can forget that the vast, clear, blue sky is still there, just behind them. The problem is, we often believe that we are the clouds. When a worried thought comes, we grab onto it. We become the worry. When a sad feeling comes, we become the sadness. And when you become the storm cloud, your brain believes the storm is real, and it sends the alarm signal down to me, and I prepare for a hurricane. But there is another way. This way is called mindfulness. It is a simple, gentle word for a very profound act. Mindfulness is the practice of remembering that you are the sky, not the clouds. It is the ability to simply notice the clouds as they drift by, to watch them without judgment. A worried thought appears. You can say to it gently, "Ah, there is worry." You can watch it. You can notice its shape, its color, its texture. And then, you can let it go. You do not have to climb inside it. You do not have to become it. You are the vast, silent, peaceful sky, simply witnessing the weather of your mind as it passes. This simple shift in perspective is the most healing gift you can give me. Because when you are the sky, you are at peace. And the control tower in your brain knows this. It sees that you are not in the middle of the storm. You are simply watching it. And so, it does not send the alarm. The message it sends to me is one of deep, profound safety. And there is an action that goes with this. It is the action of letting go. So often, we walk through our days with our minds tightly clenched, like a fist. We are clenching onto our to-do lists, clenching onto a conversation from yesterday, clenching onto a worry about tomorrow. Letting go is the simple, physical act of unclenching that fist, of opening your hand and just letting the thoughts fall away. You do not have to throw them away, you just release your grip. This is what you are doing right now. Here in this quiet place, you are letting go of the day. You are allowing the clouds of your thoughts and worries to simply drift on by. You are not fighting them. You are not holding on to them. You are becoming the sky, vast, open, and deeply peaceful. And I can feel it. I can feel the message of safety. I can feel the fist unclench. And I can finally rest. You have learned so much on our journey together tonight. You have learned how to watch the clouds in the vast, peaceful sky of your mind, how to notice your thoughts and feelings, and then, Gently let them go. Now, let us bring that same quiet, loving awareness even deeper inside. Let us learn to listen not just to the mind, but to the body. Your body is your oldest and most faithful friend. It has been with you since your very first breath, and it is speaking to you all the time. But your body does not use words. It cannot write you a letter or send you a text message. It has a much quieter, more subtle language. It speaks in whispers. It speaks in the language of feelings, of sensations, of symptoms. And learning to listen to these whispers is one of the greatest acts of self-kindness you can ever practice. Because when we ignore the whispers, the body has no choice but to speak a little louder. And if we ignore that, it must eventually shout, a whisper of tiredness, if ignored day after day, can become a shout of exhaustion. A whisper of discomfort in your stomach, if ignored, can become a shout of pain. But we do not need to wait for the shouting. We can learn to hear the whispers. What do these whispers sound like? A feeling of deep fatigue in the morning, even after a full night's sleep. That is a whisper. It is not a sign of laziness. It is a loving message, perhaps from me, saying, "My dear friend, my energy reserves are very low. I did not have enough resources to build you a proper sunrise. I need a deeper kind of rest, a sudden, strong craving for something salty or something very sweet." That is a whisper. It is not a sign of a lack of willpower. It is a message of information. It might be your body saying, "I am missing some important minerals, and I need your help." Or it might be me, saying, "Our energy is on a roller coaster, and I am trying to find balance." A feeling of irritability that seems to come from nowhere. A feeling of being on edge or anxious. That is a whisper. It is not a flaw in your character. It is not a sign that you are a negative person. It is a profound message from your nervous system. It is a whisper from me, saying, "My alarm bells have been ringing too often. I feel unsafe. My inner firefighter is on high alert. I need a moment of peace. I need a signal of safety." The beautiful thing is, you do not need a special dictionary to understand this language. The only tool you need is your own quiet, compassionate attention. The art of listening is simple. It is the practice of pausing, even just for a moment during your day, and asking a gentle question, "What am I feeling in my body right now?" And then, you just listen, without judgment, without trying to fix anything. You just notice. Is there a tightness in your shoulders, a fluttering in your stomach, a feeling of heaviness in your legs? You just notice. You become curious. You become a gentle observer of your own inner landscape. This practice, this deep listening, is the most profound way to care for yourself. It is how you learn to respond to your body's needs with kindness, instead of ignoring them until they become shouts. And you are practicing it right now. In this perfect, quiet moment, you are not asking your body to do anything. You are just allowing it to be, allowing it to rest. You can feel the whisper of heaviness in your limbs, the whisper of warmth in your hands and feet, the gentle, rhythmic whisper of your own breath. You are listening, and your whole body, including me, is so deeply grateful for your attention. And as we learn to listen to our body's whispers, as we learn to treat ourselves with this gentle, compassionate attention, something beautiful begins to grow. A feeling, a warm, quiet, and profoundly healing feeling. It is the feeling of gratitude. For so much of our lives, we can live at odds with our bodies. We can get frustrated when they feel pain or tired, or when they do not look the way we think they should. We can treat them like a machine that is meant to serve us, and get angry when the machine seems to break down. But for these last few moments of our story together, let us try a different way. Let us feel a sense of awe for the miracle that is you. Think of your body as a vast, silent orchestra. An orchestra with trillions of musicians. Every single cell is a musician, and each one knows its part perfectly. And for your entire life, this orchestra has been playing the most beautiful, complex, and life-sustaining symphony. Just for you. Listen, you can hear the steady, faithful beat of the drummer, your heart, pumping life and warmth to every corner of your being, never asking for a day off. You can hear the gentle, sighing notes of the woodwinds, your lungs, breathing in the air of the world, and breathing out what you no longer need, in a constant, graceful rhythm. In your core, the alchemists are at work, your stomach and your intestines, magically turning the food you eat into the very fuel that creates your thoughts, your feelings, and your dreams. Beneath it all is the strong, silent foundation, your bones. The quiet, steady framework that gives you strength and allows you to stand tall. And conducting this entire masterpiece is your brilliant, mysterious brain, sending a million silent signals every second, ensuring that every musician is playing in perfect harmony with every other. And somewhere in that beautiful orchestra is me, your little adrenal gland, a quiet musician in the rhythm section. My job is to manage the tempo and the dynamics of the music, to help the orchestra play with gentle, steady energy during the peaceful parts of your day, and to give it a burst of power and speed during the dramatic moments. Trillions of musicians, all playing together. For you, it is a miracle. And is this body always perfect? No, of course not. Sometimes it feels tired. Sometimes it feels pain. Sometimes it gets sick. It ages. It changes. But even in its imperfections, it is a miracle. It is always doing its absolute best for you. Its deepest, most fundamental impulse is to heal, to find balance, to sustain your life. Your body is never against you. It is always on your side. So, just for a moment, as you lie here, can you feel a little of that gratitude? A gentle warmth in your chest. A quiet thank you. Thank you, heart, for beating. Thank you, lungs, for breathing. Thank you, body, for being my home in this world. This feeling of gratitude is not just a nice thought. It is a powerful, healing message. It is a signal of deep safety and love that travels through your entire nervous system. It is a message that I can feel. It is a message that tells me all is well. And it is the most beautiful, peaceful note on which to end our story. And now, our stories are complete. The time for learning is over for tonight. The time for thinking has passed. All the facts and ideas we have talked about, all the stories of gardeners and firefighters, of sunrises and alarm bells, you can let them all go now. Imagine each thought is a tiny paper boat, and you are gently placing them, one by one, into a slow, quiet river. And you can just watch them as they drift away, drifting silently away into the soft darkness. There is nothing left to do now, nothing at all. There is only rest. There is only the feeling of your body. Let your awareness drift down, all the way down to the tips of your toes, and just feel your feet. Feel how heavy they are. So very heavy and so very warm. It is as if they are gently sinking into warm, soft sand. Just let them sink. Let them be heavy. And now, feel that wonderful heavy warmth as it begins to flow up, flowing up into your ankles and into your calves and your shins. Your lower legs are so heavy now, so completely relaxed. All the tightness from the day is just melting away like ice in the warm sun. That feeling of deep, heavy relaxation is now flowing up into your knees and into your thighs. Your legs, from your hips to your toes, are so incredibly heavy so wonderfully still. There is no need for them to move. Their work is done. They are sinking down, down, down into the mattress. Just let them go. And now, feel that gentle, heavy warmth as it pools in your hips and in your lower back, releasing, softening, letting go of all the tension. Feel your whole lower body, so heavy, so grounded, so completely supported by the bed beneath you. The wave of relaxation flows up now, into your stomach and into your chest. Feel your heartbeat, slow and steady. Feel your breathing, soft and easy. With every breath you exhale, you sink a little deeper. You let go a little more, deeper and deeper. Now, bring your awareness to your hands. Feel your hands, so heavy and still. Your fingers are soft and gently curled. All the doing of the day is done. Just let your hands be heavy. Let them rest. That feeling of heavy, warm stillness flows up through your wrists and into your arms. Your arms are so heavy, so limp, so wonderfully relaxed. Let them sink down into the bed. And now, the feeling of letting go flows into your shoulders. Let your shoulders drop. Let them melt. Release all the burdens you have been carrying. They can wait until tomorrow. Tonight, there is only rest. That softness flows up through your neck and into your jaw. Let your jaw be slack. Let your teeth part slightly. Relax your cheeks and your mouth and your tongue. Relax the tiny muscles around your eyes. Let your eyelids feel heavy, so very heavy. And relax your forehead. Let it become smooth and calm. Your whole body, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, is now so heavy, so calm, so deeply and completely at rest. You are safe, you are comfortable, and you are ready for sleep. You are so heavy now, so wonderfully heavy, so calm, so very, very still. Your body is already beginning to dream, and now it is time for your mind to follow. It is time to let go completely. Imagine, just for a moment, that you are drifting in a small, safe, and comfortable boat on the surface of a perfectly calm and quiet lake. The water is like dark, smooth glass, and the sky above is full of soft, gentle, twinkling stars. And every breath you take is like a tiny, gentle wave, a soft, silent ripple on the water. And every tiny wave is rocking you, gently and slowly, rocking you deeper and deeper into a state of profound peace. You can feel the gentle, rocking motion. It is so soothing, so comforting. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do, but just drifting on a calm, quiet lake under a canopy of stars. You are safe here. You are completely safe. All is well. You are being taken care of. Your body knows exactly what to do to heal and restore itself as you sleep. You can trust it. You can let go of all control. The stories are over. The thoughts are fading. The images are beginning to dissolve, drifting, floating, letting go of this voice, letting go of this room, letting go of everything, until there is nothing left. Nothing but this peace, nothing but this deep, quiet comfort. It is time for sleep. Deep, healing, peaceful sleep. Sleep is coming to you now. It is washing over you like a warm, gentle tide. It is here. Let go now. There is nothing else. Only sleep. Deep sleep.